For most people, pressing play means music just works until it doesn't. A single Wi-Fi glitch can add 5 milliseconds of delay, crossing into territory where timing mistakes become audible and streams crumble. Ethernet promises something different. Rigid precision, trusted by pros, but is it always necessary? The line between flawless sound and sudden dropouts is thinner than you think. So what actually decides which connection you need? Latency isn't just a technical term. It's the time it takes for your audio to travel from one device to another. In a wired Ethernet setup, that journey is almost instantaneous. On a typical gigabit Ethernet network, round-trip latency hovers below 1 millisecond. The line on a ping graph stays flat, barely moving. That's why Ethernet is the backbone for recording studios and live sound rigs. Wi-Fi, even at its best, tells a different story. The latest Wi-Fi 6 standard sets a minimum latency floor around 5 milliseconds. That's just the starting point. As more devices join the network, or as interference creeps in from microwaves, Bluetooth, or neighboring apartments, those ping times start to spike. The graph jumps, sometimes hitting double or even triple digits in milliseconds. This variation is called jitter, the unpredictable swings and delay that make audio timing drift or stutter. Numbers alone don't capture what this means for your ears. Imagine playing a simple drum loop through Ethernet. Every hit lands right on time, locked in with the rhythm. Now switch to Wi-Fi under real-world conditions. The same loop starts to wobble. Some hits arrive late, others early, and a few might miss entirely. When jitter climbs above 5 milliseconds, the effect crosses into the audible range. You might hear a warble, a metallic edge, or even brief dropouts as packets arrive out of order or not at all. A real-time A versus B demo makes the difference clear. On Ethernet, a vocal track remains crisp and glued to the beat. On Wi-Fi, especially when another device starts a download or someone streams a video in the next room, the vocal can stutter or momentarily vanish. Even with Wi-Fi 6, those latency spikes can't be fully tamed. For single device streaming in a quiet home, this might never matter. But in any setting where timing is critical, live mixing, multi-track recording, or synchronized playback, those invisible milliseconds become the difference between seamless sound and a broken groove. Ping and jitter graphs turn these numbers into something you can see, but your ears will catch the problem first. When latency is low and jitter stays below 5 milliseconds, audio stays locked in. Once those numbers drift, so does the music. Bandwidth is often the first number people check when comparing Ethernet and Wi-Fi, but for audio, the real question is, how much data do you actually need? A single high-resolution stereo stream, 48 kilohertz and 24-bit, uses about 2.3 megabits per second. That is less than 0.5% of what even basic Wi-Fi can deliver under ideal conditions. Streaming lossless music from your phone to a wireless speaker or playing a podcast in the kitchen barely dents the available bandwidth. For this kind of single-device playback, Wi-Fi offers more than enough headroom, provided the signal is strong and the network is not crowded. Professional audio, though, tells a different story. A single 64-channel multi-track session at 48 kilohertz and 24 bits per sample demands around 73.7 megabits per second. Multiply that by several simultaneous feeds in a live venue or tracking session, and the numbers climb quickly. Gigabit Ethernet at 1,000 megabits per second handles hundreds of stereo streams or a dozen multi-channel feeds with ease. Even with Dante or AVB overhead, a managed gigabit switch can push 400 or more stereo pairs at once, far beyond what home Wi-Fi can reliably manage, especially when other devices are sharing the airwaves. Wi-Fi access points advertise speeds in the hundreds of megabits or even gigabits, but those numbers are split among every device connected and fluctuate with distance, interference, and network congestion. In real-world conditions, a Wi-Fi access point under load might struggle to deliver even half its rated speed. Without any way to reserve bandwidth for audio, a single large download or a neighbor's video stream can shrink available throughput in an instant. That is why in a studio or on stage, engineers reach for Ethernet, because it guarantees the capacity for every channel, every time, no matter what else is happening on the network. For casual listening, single device streaming in a quiet home, Wi-Fi's bandwidth is rarely the bottleneck. The limiting factor is almost always jitter or interference, not raw throughput. But as soon as the use case expands to multiple channels, multi-room sync, or any situation where audio timing and reliability are non-negotiable, Ethernet's dedicated capacity becomes essential. The math draws a clear line. Wi-Fi works for simple single streams. Ethernet is built for everything else. Professional audio networks rely on protocols engineered for accuracy and stability. Ethernet's deterministic timing delivers those qualities. Dante, AVB, and AES-67 each build on that foundation, but their methods reveal why wired connections are non-negotiable for real-time sound. Dante, created by Audinate, transmits audio using RTP streams over standard Ethernet. Its defining feature is Precision Time Protocol, PTP, which selects a master clock and distributes timestamps with microsecond precision. This keeps every device from mixers and stage boxes to recorders locked in sync. Dante controller software lets engineers adjust routing and latency, fine-tuning settings from 150 microseconds to 5 milliseconds. On a managed gigabit Ethernet network, Dante supports up to 512 channels in both directions, all synchronized with sub-millisecond latency. And the moment the network shifts to Wi-Fi, these guarantees vanish. PTP packets face delays, jitter increases, and the precise timing needed for seamless playback collapses. AVB, or audio-video bridging, takes a parallel path. It combines IEEE 1722 for audio transport, 802.1 AS for clocking, and the Stream Reservation Protocol, SRP, to reserve bandwidth on AVB-certified Ethernet switches. When an AVB stream launches, SRP locks down a portion of network capacity, often 100 megabits per second, shielding it from competing traffic. Such reservation is impossible over Wi-Fi, where bandwidth is always shared and timing is unpredictable. This is why AVB dominates in broadcast studios and venues where a single missed packet could mean silence. ES67 bridges these systems, offering a common RTP format and PTP-based clocking so Dante and AVB devices can communicate. Yet the demand for precise clock sync and low jitter remains. On Wi-Fi, timing drift and dropouts force large buffers, undermining real-time audio. Each protocol depends on Ethernet's stability. Without it, multi-channel, low latency, perfectly synchronized audio is out of reach. Packing up after a festival, a live sound engineer remembers the instant a Wi-Fi dropout nearly killed the main stage feed. The audience kept dancing, but in the control tent, a red alert, clock sync lost. Only the Ethernet backup, CIT6 cables, managed gigabit switches, and power over Ethernet kept the music going. For her, every cable is a lifeline. Dante controller runs on her laptop, every device locked to the same clock, latency measured in fractions of a millisecond. Troubleshooting is muscle memory, ping tests for latency, jitter graphs for spikes, packet captures for timing errors. If a cable fails, it is swapped in seconds. If Wi-Fi stutters, there is no fix. Just hope the next song survives. A home studio producer faces another challenge. Ethernet runs to the audio interface and mixing console, but Wi-Fi covers laptops and phones. During tracking, every overdub relies on stable timing. One dropout means retakes and lost momentum. His toolkit includes a gigabit switch, a spool of Cat6, and a routine of round-trip latency checks, DAW loopback tests, and network scans before each session. For playback, Wi-Fi works until friends join the network or the signal drops. Then it is back to wired for anything that matters. A casual listener streams music to a kitchen speaker. For them, Wi-Fi is invisible, reliable, until a signal drops or a video buffers. For single device streaming, Ethernet and Wi-Fi are nearly interchangeable as long as the router is close and interference is low. The choice comes down to a few questions: multi-channel or playlist. Is timing critical or is convenience enough? For professionals, Ethernet is essential. For home studios, hybrid setups offer flexibility. For everyone else, Wi-Fi suffices if you test your setup and know its limits. The right tools, a managed switch, Cat6 ping and jitter tests make reliability routine. As streaming, remote collaboration, and smart audio grow, our networks become the backbone of creativity and connection. The choice between wired and wireless isn't just technical, it's about trust in every note. In audio, the details you can't see still shape what you hear. Share your setup below.